Guys, Deborah with Pinching Pesos here, and oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't done YouTube in what seems like my entire life, so I don't even know what's happening. But I wanted to come on and share with you guys what's going on right now and what I have uh, happening because I think it's important. Like I think it's important for me to document. I gotta get my camera set up here because I'm using my phone and my computer and it doesn't look the same. So I'm nervous. I need to calm down. As the title says, um, we're breaking up. Not not me and my husband, but me and reselling. I know I haven't been a reseller in a little over a year since I closed my business completely. And even prior to that, it was almost even a year that I wasn't even really functioning as a reseller anymore. But I guess I haven't been able to let it go. So I still have all the things from my office when I closed my office um, in my garage. I've given a lot of things away, but I still have those things that I consider valuable. Because, as resellers, like when you're going through stuff, you can't just look at something and be like, oh, this is a thing. No, you have to like look up the value of that thing. And so, even as I've been trying to go through the garage and declutter and do those kinds of things, I pick everything up and I look at what it's worth. And then I decide if I'm going to give it away or I'm going to store it away for my reseller life that I don't even have anymore. And last night I decided that we're breaking up. Me and reselling. I didn't think I was going to get emotional about it, but I think that part of my life is over. And I've got all new things that I'm doing. But I feel like I can't move forward until I let go of my past. So I kind of wanted to document what it's like to end a business, move on from that business, and then start something fresh and new, but still related. I'm not, what I'm doing right now, just to cut, in case you don't want to watch this whole thing, is I got a laser about a year ago. I got intimidated by it and didn't use it I didn't even take it out of the box for 3 months. I used it one time and then I didn't touch it again for 4 months. And then I didn't touch it again if after that until just recently, whenever I decided I really wanted to go for it. And if you've watched me for a long time, I'm sure over the years you've probably heard me say things like, I'm not creative and I can't craft and I don't know how to like just make things, and like Pinterest was never my thing, and I'm definitely no Martha Stewart. But I'm learning that all of those things that I said that I'm not are learnable. You don't have to be naturally good at everything to still be good at it. Like you can learn. It's a skill. You don't have to be born with it. It's not Maybelline. Um, so that's where I'm at right now. And I'm gonna show you real quick. Like this is what I've made this week. Like I've been making like this ornament. I made this family ornament. some different stuff. I've been focusing on ornaments because, I've got ADHD pretty bad, and I'm also a perfectionist. I'm a messy perfectionist. So I tend to overanalyze, make things very complicated, and even like basically ruin them before I even start because I've taken it so far from idea. And in my brain, I've made it a concept. I've made it a thing. I'm advertising it. I'm making a new slogan. Well, what's the website going to be, and what's this going to be, and the social media, and how am I going to? And I've already ruined it before I even started. And so, I guess what I wanted to do today with this live is just do something unplanned. This was completely unplanned. I decided to do this about an hour ago, and do it even though it's not perfect. Like, my hair is not perfect, my lighting's not perfect, my environment's not perfect. My husband called me 15 minutes before I was going to go live and said he needed me to make him lunch. I literally made salmon and vegetables in like 12 minutes and then hopped on this computer. And so now I guess where I'm at is, last night I was thinking about what I wanted to do, because I've been really stuck. Being a reseller for over a decade and then not being that anymore was really difficult for me, because it becomes such a part of your identity and it's so ingrained in everything you do. It's like I can't drive down the road without looking at something on the curb and being like, I bet you I could part that out. I bet you, oh, I know that's worth that. That hose is worth that. This is worth that. And I'm like, no, like, that's not my life anymore. And so I've been trying to find who I am outside of the reselling world. And when people would ask me over the last year, like, well, what do you do? And I'm like, I don't know. I just do things. And I know I had a hard recovery after COVID. Even you might notice, like, even my voice is different now. If you looked at my previous videos, I don't even have the same tone of voice anymore. And I had a long recovery, and things, were really hard for me. But I've been trying to figure out who I am at this point. And I think I've come to discovering that I am a creative. I have a value in my own self, not in an actual things. Like, as resellers, we put value in things, and I think at this point I'm putting a value on myself, and being able to create something, even like these wood ornaments. There's a value in that, I think. And I really want to do more videos on YouTube, even though I'm not a huge YouTuber. I don't have a huge fan base. I'm not even monetized anymore at this point. This is just something I want to document, I guess, is my new journey into leaving one business and actually purging all of those things. I've got to get all of that stuff out of my garage, because it's just here, like, in my brain. I can't do anything in my life. It's been 2 years. I can't progress because I've got a garage of stuff, and I've got to move on. So I want to document that process, and then also starting a new business. And where do we all start? We start at our dining table. And here I am again, going from my dining table when I was doing reselling and then turned it into what it became, and then into a business, and then actually opening an office, and then it, closing. And now I'm back again at my dining table with a whole new business. Joni's asking if I'm going to change the name of the channel. I'm not. I do have a new name for my laser business. It's Hechome, Hechome. It's a combination of hecho, which in Spanish is made, and home. So, Hechome. Which, me being an overanalyzer, I didn't even make anything for several months because I couldn't come up with a name. And I didn't want to make something and then somebody be like, oh, where'd you get that? And they're like, oh, well, this lady Deb that I know, like I wanted them to actually have a business name to go off of. And so that halted me. I've learned over time that I set up these invisible barriers for myself that nobody's doing but me. And I'm the one that says, no, I can't do this business until I have a name. Okay, well, once I get a name, then what do I have to do? Oh, well, I've got to buy the domain, and I've got to set up all the social media. And I've got it, well, what am I going to put on this social media? And it doesn't have to be that complicated, but I set up all of these barriers of entry for myself that I'm, learning to get past. It's a really big struggle for me. Maybe that's something that in future videos will come up as relatable to people, because I set up invisible barriers and halt myself and get stuck, and there's nobody doing it to me but me. So my plan now is to get it's so hard to get rid of your stuff. Why is it so hard to get rid of your stuff? But I've got to get rid of my reseller items that I have in my garage. There are only a handful of things that I am not going to part with that need to be resold. I'm going to put it on Mercari because I can't sell on eBay anymore. I have been banned indefinitely from eBay. And here's why. When I closed my business in October of last year, I took all of my listings down. And I only had like 200 and some odd listings. Well, when I took all the listings down, I didn't, how it only lets you load 200? Well, I took those 200 and there was like a couple left, like not very many. And people, I guess, bought them. And so I canceled the transactions. It was like it was 3 things, I think, 2 or 3. And so I canceled the transactions as out of stock. Like I didn't have those things. They're in the garage somewhere. I don't know where. And so I just canceled them, refunded the money. Well, since I didn't have any sales and I wasn't listing anything, those things went down as what's the word? Like when you do something wrong. What's the word? Can't remember. Anyway, it goes against my stats, and defect. And I thought it would just fall off. Like they're just gonna fall off, right? Because they would send me like little notices like every couple. I'm like, you're below average standard. You're below average standard. I'm like, yeah, it'll fall off. Well, no. What ended up happening is after 12 months, eBay closed my selling privileges, banned me indefinitely because I didn't get my stats back above average. And I'm like, well, I can't get them above average. I'm not selling anything, so I can't make it any better than it is. You can obviously see that I had a good standings before, closed my business, had no sales, and then these defects were just there. Me thinking they're gonna fall off, but no. In October, so exactly 1 year, eBay banned my selling privileges, and they said that there's no appealing the process and there's nothing that I can do about it. And I told them, I was like, well, an algorithm banned my account, like restricted my account. Not a person. Like if you looked at it, you could see I've always had good stats, and then all of a sudden I had no listings, and then I went below average standard because of 2 or 3 cancellations. It's not even like they were item not received, like they were cancellations of like out of stock, like I don't have this anymore. And they're like, no, you can't, like restricted forever. And so I could set up another account, and I thought about that, but then I realized more recently that, no, I'm just gonna move away from reselling entirely and focus on my new business and what I want to do with that and build that and grow that. And so it's all really new for me. Like super new. I set up Shopify. I set up Facebook commerce, like Meta commerce, because it's Instagram and Facebook, so it's Meta. So I set up Meta commerce, and I have a TikTok shop. It's got one thing in it, but I'm learning TikTok. I'm literally learning brand new things. And so while it might not be reselling, it's still selling. It's still new platforms and learning TikTok and learning Shopify and learning how to promote my business myself and not through a platform like eBay. I do have Etsy set up. It terrifies me. But I have a couple things listed there. And so yeah, it's all brand new. And I think documenting the process of setting up a brand new business, of a whole new thing with, you got to think like being on eBay for so long, like, yeah, this is related, but it's so different. Like making a TikTok about my ornaments and then putting them for sale on TikTok. Like that's just kind of blows my mind to me. Yeah, Joni is saying that Etsy's easy to move. Yeah, Etsy was easy to set up. I just know that, and doing the listings easy as well. It's just the actual doing the descriptions and the titles and just trying to make sure the items even show up in search. And there's so much, because it's almost like, selling clothes on eBay, where it's like you got a black shirt, but at least you got like a brand name. But it's like this ornament. It's like, okay, high school football Christmas ornament, what player jersey, like what are the keywords you could come up with? They're going to make this different than the other 1,000 ornaments. It's the same like eBay trying to sell clothes, like, which I never really did, but it's just like trying to, I don't know, it's just new. It's new. It's all new for me, and I'm trying not to try to be too perfect. And because I know it's not going to be, and that's always the standard that I have. And I just have to let that go. And know that it's okay if I just put high school football ornament and that's all I have, and that it's 3.5 inches and it's made of wood and it's got jute string. Like, like I'm just, I'll learn. We all start somewhere, and I'm 43 years old now. I look at my videos, like my intro video on YouTube. I just thought, I was like, oh my God, I was such a baby. But yeah, I just had my birthday on Sunday and I turned 43 and I'm trying to learn all this new stuff. Like I don't even really watch TikTok. So making TikToks, like I don't even know how people find them. But I did have one viral video on TikTok I made um about McDonald's app. It had 145,000 views. I didn't even know what I was doing. So I guess that's kind of the glory part about TikTok is like you can not even know what you're doing and still like make something happen. You know, I think YouTube is like so much harder. Um, Now it's like everything seems so perfect. And I think that's why I did this live because and without any planning because I knew that if I planned it and I overthought it, then I wouldn't even do it. I would be like, no, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna do? And nobody's gonna watch it and it doesn't really matter. It's okay. Like I want to document the journey of almost like new life, right? Like I'm planted a seed and I'm gonna watch it grow. And um I guess I want to share all of that with you guys. Michelle says you have to avoid copyright infringement honestly. Yes. And I did watch a video of them talking about like the mock-ups and stuff like that about uh but I don't do print on demand or anything like that. Um like these are my actual and these are my actual products that I made, and the pictures I have do look like mock-ups because like the backgrounds, but they're not. They're my actual stuff. Um, but yeah, so I don't know what you guys think about that about me sharing, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I do miss the YouTube community and I do miss my friends and the reseller community and um, the relationships that I built over almost 10 years. You know, I think I did my first YouTube video in what, 2014? And so, yeah, 9 years. It's a long time. And yeah, so I guess it's the world of not perfect, but it's gonna be good, I think. And I don't know. I guess that's all I had to say. In my brain, I guess I thought I had all this stuff to say, and I don't know. I just wanted to come back to the community and say hi, and then I missed you guys, and I got new stuff going on, and me and eBay broke up. Me and reselling are divorced, and but I'm still selling. So I'm always gonna have some kind of something that I'm making money doing. I've always said that if you're broke, you're just not trying hard enough. And I don't mean that in a way of like if you're working your job and you're broke. And if you're working and you're broke, that's a different kind of broke. What I mean is like if you just have no money, can't do anything, like you're just not trying hard enough because there's money everywhere, whether yeah, you got to work the minimum wage job to try to support yourself, or there's always some kind of something, right? Picking up trash. My brother used to be a scrapper. Like he would just pick up things on the side of the road and hustle, 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 and do that. And so people that do recycling, it's such a hard job because you're just scavenging, right? And content creators, that's so amazing to me about being able to make money, like baking in your kitchen, like showing people how you make biscuits. Um, and there's just a way. There's just always a way. I think there's always a way if you're looking. If you're fortunate enough to be in an environment like I guess we are in developed countries, that there's just kind of always a way, right? We're gonna find a way. So mine's ornaments right now. If it wasn't ornaments and my laser explodes, I guess I'll find something else and come back with bacon biscuits. But anyway, I guess that's all I had to say. I don't know if anybody had any questions, but I don't even know how YouTube works anymore. I didn't even know what I was doing or how I was even going to go live because it's not the same as it was the last time I did it. But I thank you guys for coming and watching my little word vomit of what I have going on in my life. And I will, I guess, see you guys again very soon. I'll plan it. I'll plan it better. And have actual topics. But thank you guys, and I will see you again next time.